Temo Dadiani. He's done more in his 31 years of life than most do in their whole lives. We're talking archery, hockey, being a gym rat, and that doesn't even scratch the surface of what Temo can do.
All of the sports that he's been involved with over the years is just fascinating.
Temo isn't from New Hampshire. He's from Georgia. No, not here in the States, the other Georgia, all the way in Eastern Europe. So why is he in the Granite State? Well, we'll get to that. But first, let's rewind the tape back to 2011. Temo was serving his country as a soldier and was on a joint mission in Afghanistan with the United States Marine Corps.
We served in Afghanistan. We took a mission with the Marine Corps. We fight shoulder to shoulder with Marine Corps.
After 4 months of being on the mission, one morning, Temo's 19-year-old life changed forever.
I stepped on ID, and that was a big ID, which was made by hand. And I lost both of my legs, and I damaged a hand. I missed a pinky finger.
Temo thought he was going to die that day, but went through 28 surgeries and a month and 20 days in the hospital.
I remember the doctor was saying that I was dead for 3 days. That was very, very bad time. I could not move. There was like so many cables on my body.
The next 2 years were tough for Temo, learning how to live without legs.
I had never seen the person in a wheelchair or a person with a prosthetics in my country before I got injured. So when I looked in the mirror when I was in a wheelchair, I was thinking how my life should be continued.
That's when Temo's country sent him to San Diego, California for rehabilitation.
That was the time, and that was a place where I saw my future.
Now, some of the things Temo does are hand cycling, sled hockey, archery, arm wrestling, powerlifting, swimming, Nordic skiing, downhill skiing, wheelchair fencing, lacrosse, shot put, 100-meter run, and he's still active military for his country.
Now I believe I'm encouraging other people, what was a few years ago for me.
If you're not encouraged yet, just know some of these activities are hobbies, but others he's really good at. The last 2 Paralympics, he's represented Georgia in Nordic skiing. He's also a 2-time Guinness World Record holder in planche push-ups and a 2-time world champion in arm wrestling.
This gives me a motivation, this gives me a brave that I'm still serving for my country, I'm still doing something for my country, I'm still working for my country, and yeah, this is like main reason why I represent my country.
In 2022, Temo was a para-sitting arm wrestling world champion for both right and left arms. And Temo spends 3 to 4 hours in the gym a day training so he can make competitors look like it's their first time. So, of course, I had to challenge his title. Whenever there's a world champion arm wrestler, you have to know what that's like to go up against them, and I've never been more nervous in my life.
I think you should be.
You warm up a little bit.
Okay, all right. Jeez Louise, okay, all right.
I have broken one athlete's arm in competition.
You've broken somebody's arm?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm starting to sweat now.
Ready, go.
Oh, he's so taking it easy on me. Why is it?
Push it, push it.
I am trying to push. His arm isn't moving. He's ow, gosh. I swear I work out. He just makes it look like I don't. Well, good match. That was really, it was really close.
Were you trying really hard?
Not really.
This interview's over. All right, so back to why Temo is in New Hampshire. Well, he was looking for 3 things: a master's degree, adaptive opportunities at Northeast Passage, and sled hockey.
The main reason was why I choose UNH was NEP, and why I choose NEP was sledge hockey. Yeah, the sledge hockey got me here.
Being able to jump headfirst into all of the things that we throw at him is amazing. So he's very strong and strong-willed, and it's been great to have him.
Temo is majoring in adaptive sports and is working with NEP, who helps people with disabilities stay active by adapting sports so they can still do what they love. Temo works with them as an assistant. Not only that, NEP has produced many gold medal winning Paralympians. So Temo knew right away this was the perfect fit and wants to take the adaptive learning from New Hampshire and bring it back to his home country.
They still think that people with disability cannot work, cannot do some activities, and cannot do some sports.
UNH and Northeast Passage being a organization together has been a really cool opportunity for Temo to learn and do the things that he wants to do and that he can bring back to Georgia.
It does not mean that your life stops, what I thought when I was damaged.
But the biggest achievement of his life, that would be his family.
I have a beautiful wife, and I have a crazy son. He's 2 years old, very active.
Temo doesn't let his accident prevent him from doing anything. For proof, his accident was August 3rd, 2011. He got married the same day, just 9 years later.
You need some reason to do something, and now they are my reason to fight against the world and to fight for my career, to fight for my achievements, and they give me a big motivation, yeah.